Hello, everyone. Today we're talking about a mantra, the goal is the journey. And I'm here with Coach Kendra, who is our addiction recovery and trauma coach at GILD Coaching. Hey, Kendra, what's up?
Hey, Shawn, thank you so much for having me here today. And I really love this title.
I know, I love this topic too. So the goal is the journey. I want to kind of start out by telling you a little bit about what it means to me. So this became my mantra last year. The goal is the journey. And what's behind it is this. When it comes to selling something, an idea, to someone in corporate America or selling a product or something in sales, I got a lot of background in sales in my years. When it comes to that, that seems really easy. When it comes to selling myself or interviewing in the corporate world, I just had this block. I seemed to just kind of choke up, and I couldn't figure out what the difference between that was. And in the corporate world, I used to have this this kind of title as of being the worst interviewee. I had a colleague tell me once, he said, Shawn, you could interview yourself right out of any job you're perfect for. And I have to tell you, he was completely right. But I couldn't figure out, so what's the difference? What's the difference between interviewing and selling something, a product or an idea, right? A product to a client or an idea to my CEO. And, last year I really had to face this head on because, I'm out of the corporate world now, but now as an entrepreneur, that's a big element of my success is selling myself, right? Or interviewing. And so working with my coach, and yes, I have a coach, but working with my coach, what I discovered was that for me, there's a big difference between selling myself or interviewing and selling a product or an idea, right? And the difference was this. When I was selling something else, meaning an idea to my CEO, I was in the moment. I was having fun. I was enjoying the chase. I wasn't looking at the outcome. The outcome was important, but what my goal was the here and now. So it was fun. I was communicating well. I was having a good time, right? When I was interviewing or selling myself, I was not focused on the here and now. I was focused on the outcome. What was going to come of this, right? And I have to tell you, that is a lot of pressure. You know what I mean? I may or may not reach my goal. And so what I decided was, well, hey, what's the difference? I'm selling something. I'm selling an idea, product, or I'm selling myself. So what's the difference? And since the other one, being in the here and now, is the most successful, I'm just going to apply this. And I'm going to apply this to interviewing or selling myself. And I have to tell you that that was a game changer for me. And not only did it change my outcomes, I started having fun, right? So meaning I came up with this mantra, and the goal is the journey isn't something that's so out there, but for me, I said, look, Shawn, the goal is the journey. And which means that when I'm coming into a sales meeting or what have you, where I'm selling myself, I don't need to look past this meeting to find my goal, because my goal is the here and now. It's the journey. It's this conversation. I've made it. I've arrived. And so just that switch in mindset was a game changer for me. Not only did I start having a lot of fun in these conversations, my outcomes were better. I was communicating better. And yeah, it just changed things for me. So that's what's behind for me. The goal is the journey. So I'm interested, Kendra, I know you love this topic. Tell me what it means to you.
Well, it's one of my favorite topics because it's staying in the present moment. And that is the key to happiness with anything that we do. But in terms of business, or if you're an entrepreneur, or even if you work for a corporate client or a business, really, I work with a lot of people who have gotten to their goal, let's say, as an example, I had a client that her goal was to be the first CEO of her credit union. She started working at 19 at this credit union, worked her way up all the way. She became the first woman CEO of the credit union. When she got up there, she got up on top of the mountain and she was like, okay, this is it. Well, this is it. And what happened is that she wasn't living in the present moment along her journey to get to that goal. She had her eye on the goal, and that was really her what she was focused on, but she forgot to live in the moment and enjoy the whole process and the journey of getting to that goal. And here's the reason why that's so important, because we learn so much along the way. We have challenges that we become solution focused. We're able to learn so much in the journey along the way to get to that goal. So it's really, happiness in life in general isn't really about the goal. And I mean, we all set goals and we'd like to get to a certain place in our life. But the part that is where the happiness and joy is being in the present moment and actually enjoying the journey, the good parts, the scary parts, the exciting parts, all of that along the way. And I have to remind myself to do the same thing. And a lot of people who are very energetic and very, forward thinking, or, they have a lot of energy to move forward. Sometimes we forget about that. We forget that the present, because here's the thing, Shawn, the present moment is really all we have. This minute here that we have together is all we have. And
it's all we're guaranteed.
We don't have the future yet. The past is already gone. And also, here's the other thing to think about. When we've gotten to that goal and we're at the goal, it's no longer the future. So we really don't ever have a future, because when we get there, we're in the present moment. So that's something that's kind of mind bending. But if you think about it, repeat it, and you think about it, you're like, wow, that's really amazing. And we do this a lot. Another really quick example is a lot of times when I'm driving and I'm going to my destination, and I get to my destination and I'm like, holy smokes, I don't even remember driving past all the things that I drove past. Like, I don't even remember how I got here, really, because I wasn't enjoying, I wasn't in the present moment. My mind was somewhere else thinking about other things, and I wasn't looking at the trees and other people and enjoying the sky or whatever it is, the other vehicles. I wasn't in the present moment. So it's part of the process of being human. It's part of living as a human being. And we can do this in business. We can do this in our personal lives. And it really makes a difference in terms of our happiness, our joy. And then once we get to that goal, we're in the present moment and we can enjoy it as well as the journey on the way to that goal. So that's how I look at it.
I love that. And I love what you said. It shows up in business and it shows up in personal. And it's funny, so many of us, including myself, we have these, let's just say, professional goals. And we somehow we're thinking, oh, I'm going to have fun once I reach that goal. But now I've got to put in the work, right? Well, think about that. Number one, what's wrong with having fun now? It seems like we're wasting a lot of time. And like you said, we're not guaranteed that we will even get there, or, for even if we put in all the work, right? And what the example that you just gave, once that person got there, they were like, oh gosh, it's not what I thought it would be, or I'm not having the fun. So
here's the other crucial part of this, Shawn, too, is your energy. So we're all made of energy, and as we're getting to our goal, we emit an energy that attracts what is coming to us. And if we have the energy of grasping and pulling and just this energy, that's what we're going to attract to us. If we have a lighthearted energy about, I'm going to enjoy the journey along the way, and this is going to be fun, and I'm going to, really take heart and enjoy every single piece of it. It's a different energy that we put out there, and that's what we will attract when it comes to either getting to our goal quicker or getting to our goal and having more at the end than we ever expected in our entire lives. So that's another way to look at it as well.
I could not agree more. And as you were saying that, I'm thinking of all of my own examples, meaning when I just recently, when we would go into a meeting and the goal wasn't anything after this meeting, my energy was fantastic. I was communicating better and my outcomes were fantastic too. And some of them were not what I expected, but still great. And so yeah, and even I'll have to tell you, so just yesterday, I got an opportunity from one of my partners, and it's a fantastic opportunity. And I was like, oh, this is really interesting. And right then I did my normal looking past the opportunity and what this next meeting was going to be and saying, well, gosh, what if I don't have the experience or what have you that they're looking for this? And I'm like, stop, Shawn, because my energy in this moment, I will tell you, was low. I was doubting myself. And I was like, no, the goal is the journey. This meeting is the goal. And we're going to talk about it. And immediately just thinking about that, my energy changed. I'm like, I'm going to have fun in this meeting. And you know what? I would love to get this opportunity, but if I don't, that's okay, because the goal is the meeting. It's the whole journey. So yeah.
Let me give the people that are watching our video a couple of tips on how to get to the point that we're talking about, because a lot of times it doesn't happen overnight. And so if you're wondering, okay, this sounds great, but how do I get to that point? And really it's about practicing being in the moment. What happened with me was I learned through Eckhart Tolle's Audible books on how to stay in the present moment, why it's important to be in the present moment. And I started using it in my personal life first, and then I could move on to my professional life. It takes practice. It takes dedication. It takes courage. And it takes compassion for yourself and patience for yourself in order to be able to do this in a good, healthy way. So that is how you start it. You just start little by little, few moments in the day, staying present in your day and really paying attention to what you're seeing. Most of us are up here in our heads. We're not even present. We're not even paying attention to what we're doing, really. We're thinking of other things. And so reel that back, get your mind back to the present moment, and then apply it to every area of your life. So there's some tips there for you.
I love that. So let's wrap up. So we're talking about mindset and energy. The goal is the journey can be a mantra, and it can change, number one, your outcomes. It can change your energy, how much fun you're having, but it's all about being in the moment and that being the goal. And I love what you said, Kendra. A few things to think about when you are trying to get there is, number one, this is a practice. Practice it. Number two, be compassionate for yourself. You're not going to get it right every single time. And number three, have the courage to keep practicing. So thank you, everybody. Please continue to join us. Click the subscribe button if you haven't already. And we'll see you next time. Bye.